Hey guys, Cephas here again. Just want to talk about steps to selling your property in Barbados, your house and land and so on. Um, if you want to sell your property, it can be difficult or it can be very easy, all depending on the process or direction you want to go in. But today I just want to, give you, it's actually about four easy steps. Some are optional. If you make some optional, then it may just be maybe one step if you want to get going. But the first step to probably selling your property is maybe finding a real estate agent, and a real estate agent, as you know, would probably take care of everything. Or the other option, if you want to decide to sell it yourself, which is for sale by owner, which means you'll be selling it yourself. You can go that direction as well. If you're going to be selling it as a for sale by owner, you'll probably need an appraisal. That again, that's optional. It all depends on the price you're looking for. If you're looking to sell the property, or you may want full market value for the property, then you may want to get the property appraised. So if the property is 100,000, and or you have that property and you're not too sure what the appraisal is, then you can get it appraised by a licensed valuer, and the valuer would probably tell you how much the property is worth, and then you can decide, if it's 100,000, then if you want 100,000 for it, or 80,000, or 90,000, or you can, if you think you can get more than 100,000 for it, that's entirely up to you. Normally the estate agent would mainly do all this. I guess they would factor that into their costs and so on if they were doing it. But mainly, really all you need is, I would probably say, an appraisal if you want it appraised, but you must get an attorney at law. You must get an attorney, and that's required by law in order to transfer property or convey property here in Barbados. The attorney would probably go through everything: the conveyance, the agreements for sale, dealing with the transfer tax, the stamps duties, and all the legal requirements and so on. Checking title to make sure title is good, make sure you have your title and so on, and your property is good for sale. The attorney would pretty much do almost all of the paperwork with it. And as I said, there's not much to selling the property. Again, what you need for the property, and just want to share one more thing with you that would come along with selling a property, and that's maybe some expenses. And the expenses are listed here, so you're just looking at maybe the valuation report, real estate commissions, and that could be around 5%. That's not written in stone. Then you have property transfer tax on raw land, that's 2.5. Property transfer tax for house and land, that's normally exempt up to 125,000 Barbados dollars, so you don't pay any transfer taxes on the first 125,000. Anything over 125,000, then, and this is on purchase price, then there's an 2%, 2.5% on the access. Then your legal fees would normally range from around 1.5 to 2% on purchase price plus the VAT. And then you have the stamp duties, and then you have the land surveyor fees, and that would all depend on the value of the property and what the surveyor and so on has to do. And bear in mind, if you have a mortgage and you're paying your mortgage off early, there might be an early mortgage termination penalty or fee. So you may just want to check that out. So I think that's pretty much it for selling your property in Barbados, guys. Again, it's entirely up to you to get it appraised, entirely up to you to get an estate agent, but you must find an attorney. You must find an attorney. An attorney would probably, put you through or guide you through all the steps necessary for selling your property, whether you're selling it as a for sale by owner, or rather if you have a real estate agent. The attorney would probably be your best bet, but a real estate agent would probably do a lot more, in terms of liaison with your attorney and yourself to get things done and so on. So, but remember, with a real estate agent, then there are fees attached to the cost of selling the property. So just bear in mind, if you have an attorney or if you have a real estate agent, you might be, looking to pay at least a 5% on the 5% plus VAT on the purchase price. Okay, so If you want to connect with us, you want to ask me any more questions, feel free. You can find me on Facebook. That's We Buy Houses Barbados, or facebook.com, We Buy Houses Barbados. I will post the link to the bottom of this video, so that you can reach me, to ask me any questions, or if you want to connect with me or anything. So until, take care.